biggest stumbling blocks of people of staying on a very healthy diet is that it's the time that it takes to cook and prepare the foods and peel things and cut things and chop things. And so that's why people would rather just stop at, McDonald's on the way home. All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the tools that we use in the kitchen in order to keep us on top of our goals. And these are tools that I've used over the years. When I lost 95 pounds a couple of years ago, have kept it off. And these tools help you keep the weight off, help you stay on track with your goals, and help you prepare a lot of these meals and food in a very, very fast way, which saves you time in the kitchen. Because the biggest stumbling block, one of the biggest stumbling blocks of people of staying on a very healthy diet is that it's the time that it takes to cook and prepare the foods and peel things and cut things and chop things. And so that's why people would rather just stop at, McDonald's on the way home rather than they just worked a 10-hour shift. They got to get home and then they got to make dinner. As you see, when we post these videos, most of the stuff that we do takes 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. We cook very fast, very simple meals. And all these tools here are going to help you do that so that you can stay on track with your goals and keep not reversing and falling backwards because you got to run and get some fast food or get some other things. These things don't make things real easy in your life. So first tool we're going to look at right here is just a steel juicer. It's just a citrus juicer. Just cut it in half. You can even do small cutie oranges in here that are small enough to fit in here. And you just squeeze it and out comes the juice, and it saves all the seeds inside here. And I use this when I do my lemon water in the morning, every single morning. Just cut up a lemon and put the 2 halves in there, squeeze it into the water and add water. Very quick, very fast, easy way to get juice from a lemon, especially if you're using recipes or you need something where sometimes you just need juice of a half of a lemon, right? You pop the half a lemon in there, boom, you got it. Next item up here is for chopping vegetables. Now, I've been chopping vegetables my whole life. I don't mind chopping them by hand with a knife, but sometimes you're in a hurry and sometimes you just want to quickly get to the rest of the recipe. And this thing works great. This is an old Slapchopper. You guys probably remember these from the 80s. And this thing still works amazingly well. So especially for like garlic and ginger, those things that are kind of, you got to peel them and then you got to mince them, and it kind of takes a while. You just put 3 peeled cloves underneath there, and like 5 seconds later, you have it all minced up. Like, it's very quick and very easy to do that. You can do onions in here too. If you're just feeling kind of lazy, just throw a couple of onions in there and chop it up with this. You could do that too. I mainly use it for ginger and for garlic mainly. So that's another great tool for you. Another tool that I used a lot, which I don't use as much anymore, but I still do from time to time, and that is a scale. Just a regular old scale that you get that you can weigh things on. And I used this in my journey early on when I was weighing all my food. The first year or so when I switched to this plant-based diet, I weighed absolutely everything to see where my calories were at and to see what the weight of what foods were to make sure that I stayed on my goals. And this came in handy in that time. But then later on, what I used it for now, which is a very cool way, let's say you have a recipe, like I just made my chocolate chip cookies in the cookbook, and it calls for 96 grams of peanut butter. Well, I can take peanut butter and I can put, it says 6 tablespoons, so which is 96 grams. If you take 6 tablespoons, you got to put it in the tablespoon and you got to scoop it out. Not all of it comes out, and then you got to wash that, and that's a pain to wash anything that peanut butter's been in. It's going to be a pain. So you're going to try to wash that. What I do is I put whatever we have. Let's say we have the bowl that we're cooking with, and let's say we've got flour in there, we got chocolate chips in there, now we got to add peanut butter. I just put this bowl or plate on top of the scale, zero it out, and now I just scoop the peanut butter and throw it in the mixing bowl. When it gets to 96 grams, then I know I have 6 tablespoons of peanut butter, and I don't have to dirty a measuring cup or a measuring spoon. That's what I use it mainly for right now, is measuring out when I do recipes, just to be able to make it faster and less cleanup. So that's another great thing. Here's a juicer that we got. This is a hand juicer. So now if I'm going to make a big couple of glasses of juice, where I don't want to use this steel juicer because that would take forever to do, you just take this juicer right here And it has different pulp settings on it. So you can have little pulp, medium pulp, and you can have lots of pulp. And that's the setting that I typically will use it on, is the most pulp setting. So then when you get the juice, you're also getting the pulp with the juice. And this is a citrus juicer. You can do oranges, grapefruits, lemons, limes, and you just push it on there and it spins while your hand is on there with the half of a lemon or half of lime, whatever you have. And it spits out the juice right down here out of the spout. Very quick and easy. I can do 6, 8 lemons or 6 or 8 oranges and get a full glass of freshly squeezed orange juice, grapefruit juice, anything you want. Real quick and easy with this, and it's really easy to clean. This part just comes out. This is a KitchenAid version, or I'm sorry, Cuisinart, and comes apart right here. Top comes apart. It's real easy to clean. It's super easy and a fast way for you to get fresh squeezed juices when you really want to get some fresh squeezed juices. Next up, if you want to go big time, then we got the big boy juicer. We got the big boy juicer here. This is the this is an Omega. I think it was either an 847. I think it's the 847 vertical juicer. And this one is great for when I make the carrot juice that we make, carrot, ginger, and pear, or if I make my celery juice. This is the big bad boy. This is one I'm going to make, you know, a bunch of jars of juice. I will bring this bad boy out. And this one is real super easy too. Just cut up your vegetables and you just pop them right into here. And the pulp comes out one side, and out here comes, out of the spout comes the juice. So you just have two containers to catch that. And this is real cool too, because you can press this down and close it and then nothing drips out of it. This one comes out really easy, super easy to clean as well. Comes apart very easy. The inside comes apart super easy. They're about 300 bucks, 200 some bucks. So they're a little pricey, but if you're going to do juice, the vertical juicer is the way to go because it spins at a slower RPMs. What it's doing is a lot of centrifugal force juicers that are on the market, like the NutriBullet one, which we had when we first started, that spins it at such a high rate and pulverizes it and slices it up so fast, you lose a lot of the nutrients. So when you get a slow juicer that's crushing the item in there, it's a slow pace. You're not heating up those nutrients, so you're going to get much more nutrients out of a juicer like this, a vertical, slow speed juicer. This is the one you want. And one thing that's great about this one is you can just put the carrots in, the tall carrots in, hole right there, and it just self-feeds it right into the to the main reservoir there. So that's another great one. The next one has got a really good KitchenAid food processor. And now this one has the blade on it where you can do chopping and dicing stuff, but to be honest with you, I've never used that. But inside it's got the main blade, and what we usually use this for is if like I make the hummus in here, you can put the chickpeas in here, and you can put anything in here that you don't want to blend necessarily, but you want to process, you want to mix very, very well. So the chickpeas for the hummus goes in here. Sometimes if we make a pie or something, we'll chop up nuts here for like the crust for the nuts. And then when I make my chickpea salad, the to-no salad that is in the cookbook as well, I use this to mix up, to break up the chickpeas and kind of get them into smaller pieces. So I'll use that as well for this, which is a great item. That's primarily what I use it for, but you could use it for a whole lot of other things. I just never really need it because we do eat pretty simply around here. We eat the same 10, 12 foods and maybe the same 10 recipes each week. So don't really use that for too much, but I do use that for those two things. Next thing up here is an air popper for popcorn. Now, popcorn is one of the healthiest snacks you can have, as long as you don't put butter on it. Put a little salt on it, put a little seasoning on it, and don't put butter on it. And if you do that, you can eat as much popcorn as you want, and you're not going to get away from your goals. You're not going to gain weight. You're going to just be eating quality carbohydrates, but you have to pop it with air. If you pop it on a stove, that's going to use oil. So now you're adding oil and fat to the popcorn. If you put it in the microwave popcorn is one of the worst things for you. Do the research. Linked to cancer big time. So you want to get an air popper for your popcorn and get organic popcorn. So you get non-GMO popcorn and put it in here and pop it right up. Put a little salt on it. You got yourself a healthy snack. Air popper is definitely the way to go. The other thing we have here is something that we use daily, and this is this is the bad boy. This is our second second this is our second blender so far, because we burnt the first one out pretty bad. We use it daily. Kim uses it every morning for her smoothie. A couple times a week I'll have a smoothie if I get home from work early enough, but then on weekends I definitely have my big smoothies in here. And this is a great one. We like the Ninjas because they got some speeds in the front here. You have a smoothie. You can make your nice cream in here, which we made our nice cream that we show you guys, where we make it with bananas and cashews uh, and like not maple syrup. Well, maple syrup we put on there before, but like a chocolate syrup, caramel syrup. But we make the nice cream in here, and this is basically our main smoothie maker. We make our smoothies in here, but also there is a recipe in the cookbook, a pumpkin curry soup, and in that you bust out some of the stuff that you boil in the pan and you put it in here, you blend it, and then you reconstitute it back to the soup, and that makes it creamier. That works with that recipe in the book, and also in the book is the tomato soup that I have in there, and that's also made in this blender, where you cook down the tomatoes in the pot, but then you add a good half of that recipe into the blender, blend it up, which it makes it more creamy, and then you add it back to the soup, and that really makes the soup a heck of a lot more creamy. So you can do a lot of different uses with the blender. Blender is definitely something you want to have on hand, especially if you're going to be making smoothies, because smoothies are absolute best, quickest way to get a lot of nutrition quickly, all at one time, very fast inside the body. All right, and then last but certainly not least is the thing that we use absolutely, probably as most as we do with the blender, and that is a good old InstantPot. These things are absolutely amazing. When we make our rice in here, all the soups, well, the lentil soup that you see in the cookbook, that is made in here. It's great. It's got a delay start time on it. So a lot of times if we're going to take the dog for a walk and we're going to put rice in here, we'll put the rice in here. We'll delay the start time for 20 minutes. Then when by the time we come back from the walk, 45, 50 minutes later, not only is the rice fully cooked, but it's already ready to eat because the release button is down and you're ready to go. All you got to do is make your veggies and throw them on top or whatever you're going to make with your rice. But it's so quick and easy to do that. It's just a great kitchen tool. Making soups in here. And the other thing that we used to do, but we got away from it, is I used to make potatoes in here. You can steam potatoes, steam veggies in here. But we found that when we steamed the potatoes in here, they did not taste as good as when we boiled the potatoes. We did taste tests. As you see, we do taste tests on this channel all the time. But we tasted the difference between a microwave potato, a potato steamed in here, and a potato boiled on the stove. And the boiled potatoes just have more of a taste. So we got away from making the potatoes in here. But if you're strapped for time and you don't want to put the pot on the stove, by all means, you can have you could cut in half the potatoes, pop them in here, steam them in here, walk away, go take a shower, go do other things, come back, boom, your potatoes are ready. Absolutely a super great item to have. So these are all the tools that we use on a regular basis. When I say regular basis, these things are used, the blender's used every day, the juicer's used every week, InstantPot's used every day, the hand juicer is used every day, the scale's used a couple times a week. So we use these things every single day, and these are just going to make your life go faster. It's going to make your cooking go quicker. And so this way you have no excuses to say, well, I can't stop at home and make dinner tonight because it just takes too long. It doesn't take too long when you have the right tools. You got to have the right tools. So that's my tip for you guys today. If you guys are interested in any of the model numbers of this, I will put the model numbers of each thing down in the description box, and you guys can go out and buy them. All right, sounds good. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and join the free coaching group on Facebook, and we'll see you guys soon.